Over a year ago, I set out to do a 30-day meditation challenge. At the time, I wanted to do something good for my mental health. But even if I experienced the initial benefits of it, I wasn't sure if I could get the habit to stick in the long term. What I also didn't know was that a pandemic would hit only a month after that, and that meditation would be something that I turned to, time and time again, to help deal with the stress that came with it. So the idea behind this video is that I want to share some thoughts on my experience with meditation over the past year. It's been a long time since I've done that 30-day meditation challenge, and I've learned a lot since then. It's been the one habit that has truly made a huge cumulative impact in my life in a really discreet way. And in no way am I a pro. When I first was looking into meditation, I was just someone looking for ways to help deal with stress management and mental clarity, and I ended up getting so much more than that. So during this video, I'll also share some tips on building meditation as a daily habit. Oftentimes, a lot of people hear about meditation when they go into the self-help world and create this misconception that meditation will solve all your problems. But in my own observations, it's really not about that at all. It's more of seeing what comes up during your meditations. Not judging, but just observing. And I think this way of thinking less critically about myself and my thoughts resulted in actually understanding them better. And most of the time, I can sort it out by reflecting or journaling afterwards. When I was first trying to build meditation as a daily habit, I often felt like I didn't have the time to just sit down and do nothing when I had so many other things to do in the day. But when I started to commit to as little as 5 minutes a day, I noticed that it really helped me with this feeling that I was always running out of time, which was always a huge source of anxiety for me. But by making time to sit down in silence with myself to do, well, nothing, I'm sending the signal to my brain saying that I do have the time to do everything that I need to. And I don't have to rush or skip through anything. And by doing this, I already feel more in control of my day. And this realization didn't just come all of a sudden. It was something that was built over the course of the year, and one day, I just noticed that some things were different. It's been an on and off journey for me. I did not meditate every single day for the past year. There were times where I gave in to feeling too busy or forgetting entirely, but the point is that it was something that I always came back to. It has truly made an impact in my life, from a decrease in stress to an increase in compassion and patience, as well as other facets in my life. It's been there in the background, building its impact in a quiet way. There are so many reasons as to why we can look to meditation. Over the past year, my understanding of meditation has definitely grown, and I've even learned a couple of tricks to make the habit stick. Some days were harder to focus than others, and there was definitely a lot of learning curves when it came to that. But I put together a few tips that have helped me throughout the past year when it came to, common obstacles that we would face when looking to build meditation as a daily habit. Tip number 1, use a guide. I did the 30-day challenge without any guides or apps, but honestly, I think they're a great tool to introduce you to different techniques for focus that you may have not known before. I personally started out using Headspace, but there are tons of apps out there to choose from. I also recently watched their documentary on Netflix, which is worth a watch as well. I noticed how important it is to have some sort of course or app to guide you along your way to help you understand what meditation is and why you're even doing this in the first place. Then eventually, when you're ready, you don't have to use an app anymore. So with that being said, my second tip is to find an aspect you like. It's about creating a time and space for you to have a quiet moment and making it part of a routine. For many people, this might be the only opportunity of the day to have any sort of quiet to themselves. There's no point of making yourself do this if you don't like it, So you have to find an aspect of it that you do enjoy. Maybe it's a chance to set intentions for the day, or remind yourself of affirmations. If you make the overall experience more enjoyable, you'll feel more motivated to keep going. Please make it comfortable for you. You can sit on a cushion or a chair, or even lie down. I personally sit on a cushion. Some people just sit on the floor, and honestly, that is really uncomfortable. It is really uncomfortable for my back. So trust me, it makes a difference. And if you can, try to meditate generally at the same time every day. For me, that's the morning when I'm coming off of sleep and before interacting with the world too much. But I know even that has its own challenges.
Riza! Come on, let's eat now.
Another tip, especially if you live with others or live in a noisy area, is to listen to a meditation frequency. I know how it is to want to do these things and you want to do it right, but then other things get in the way and it's easy to just feel discouraged. So this is kind of my hack to creating more of that environment for myself. This was recommended to me and I'm really glad to have tried it out. Some people may prefer the quiet, and that is totally okay, but I found that I was still able to focus with it playing in the background or on my AirPods, and sometimes it even enhanced the experience, especially on the days where I found it more difficult to focus. And I will leave my favorites in the description below if you're interested. Tip number 4, make it manageable. And finally, if you're looking to build meditation as a habit, then remember it does not have to be for a crazy amount of time. It can be for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, even 3 minutes. Honestly, it's such a cumulative experience anyway, so just commit to what's doable for you right now and you'll still be able to see the benefits over time. I just put a timer on, and that way I don't have to worry too much about how much time has passed, and it's one less thing to worry about. The most important thing is that you sat down to do it. The days where I set a really short amount of time, I almost always feel like I can go for longer, which is a good incentive for next time. No doubt the past year has been absolutely hectic, and I know for a lot of us in lockdown it can be mentally and emotionally draining, and meditation didn't solve all my problems, but it did give me one thing that I really needed during this time, which was just time to be quiet and alone with myself. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it just seems like there's so much noise in the world, especially with the news and with social media. So I've really seen the true value in meditation because of this. I'd like for this channel to be a place where I can do experiments like this and share my experiences, discover what it means to live a better life and build better habits, and also talk about concepts and theories. So I have a couple of ideas for the next few months, so if you like this video, then consider subscribing. And if you have any more questions about meditation, just leave them for me down below in the comments and I will get to them. Anyways, you can find me on Instagram at Life of Riza, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.